Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of the Plymouth Argyle save. First up, we've got a lot of business to get on with in the first part of January, and we've seen Barley Mumba has been recalled by Norwich after his loan spell with us. He was a first team member at the start of the season, but since Green got promoted from the youth team, it's no surprise that he's been eased out and Norwich have wanted to recall him. Same goes to Sam Cosgrove, who goes back to Birmingham. He's not fitting my style of play at all, and we've not played him. Other transfers: Wilson's departed the club for Legia Warsaw, Houghton's gone to Middlesbrough, Galloway's gone to Hyundai, Conor Grant's gone to Benvenuto, Danny Mayer, big loss, he's gone to Blackburn, Gillespie's gone to Sparta Rotterdam, and Joe Edwards has gone to Burton. But that does mean that Tom Hamer has come in. So a quick look at our youth squad at the minute. We've got Moore, Jackson, Miller, Ross and Jacobs all in there. Jackson we're converting to a centre back. I think he's got potential to be a decent player for us there. Miller and Ross have got a long way to go. Moore is the lowest rated, but he's only 15, so hopefully we'll see some progress there as he has very high potential. The one I have most hope for though is Finn Jacobs, and we'll be looking to move him into the first team squad at some point, especially with the departure of Mayer. So obviously we've got Finn Azaz has come back from injury. Got a pretty makeshift defence at the minute with Bolton, Scar and Longwick. And we've also had Rojas, Shantness and Vega added to the squad, and Ahmed as well. That's due to we had transfers being lined up and we didn't have players coming in, and it would have dropped us below the squad limit. So annoying in one way because I don't want them, especially Vega, he's far too high rated. But with that in mind, we are going to promote Finn Jacobs into the first team. 63 rated, high potential, weak foot, 5 stars, great. He's going to come straight into the squad and hopefully compete with Azaz and Whittaker. As you can see, Vega's a 78 rated, he's way too good for this division. So what we'll do is we're going to keep him to one side. I did look to release him on a free transfer, but he's going to cost like £1 million and I don't want to really do that. So looking at Jacobs as an option, looking forward to seeing him play. We'll move Ahmed onto the bench, get Miller onto the bench in his place, and we'll try and move Rojas and that on as part exchange maybe, but without being too daft. So first game of the episode is the Papa John's Trophy game against Northampton. We start off by giving the ball away, not the best start, and our makeshift back line, as I say, I'm not really too excited about it, but we've got scouting in mind, we've got a few players lined up. Skip forward now to nearly the 8th minute. We've got a corner, Randall's played it in. Not able to win it there, Jacobs, who is making his debut. Ball comes back in, nothing. Recycle the ball again. Ball drops to Bolton. Creates some space, out to Randall, who took the corner, and Randall curls it beautifully into that top corner. Randall has surprised everyone really this season, including me. I was quite happy to include him in the squad from the get-go. The media thought he wasn't good enough. The fans maybe don't think he's good enough, but he's done a great job for us so far. Got one midfielder in mind to bring in January, which I'm debating, which would probably see Randall drop down the order, but for now, he's definitely our first choice midfielder alongside Butcher. Just before half time now, Northampton have the play just in front of our box. Leonard's moved it into McWilliams, back to Leonard, and it's a good save there by Cooper to keep it out. Whenever McWilliams' name was said in commentary during this game, it made me think of McDonald's. Good advertisement there. Cleared by Hardy, and we push out. Green tries to close down the cross, can't quite get there. Purcell, the young defender, gets across. Oh, it's a free header, and they should have done better with that really, Northampton. And the next highlight is actually right at the end of the game, with Northampton on the attack. Long White steps in to turn the ball over, into Randall, onto Ennis. Jacobs on his debut goes around the keeper and slots in. What a super debut for the young lad. Promoted, he was one of the first players we had in our youth academy. Not American like the rest of the guys that were in there. He's Belgian, right winger, left winger. Looks superb. And to get a goal on your debut, what a way to finish the match. The highlight, obviously cutting to Northampton in possession with 3 minutes to go. We probably all thought we were going to concede, but no. They turned it over, Jacobs grabs his goal, and fabulous performance. Sees us through to the next round of the Johnston's Paint Papa John's Trophy. I'll forever get that wrong. And we'll just see out the end of the game now. With 3 minutes of injury time, Northampton have got the ball. Great tackle there. Green gets it into Azaz, onto Ennis. Ennis looks wide to Jacobs again. Space on the left. Can we get another one? There we go. Finn Azaz beautifully tucked away into the bottom corner. So I talked in the previous episode whether we should be looking at buying Azaz and Whittaker, the two wingers we've got on loan. I'm pretty keen to get them both signed, but it won't be done in January. We'll wait to see how other targets work out and how Jacobs develops over the season. Azaz though, since his injuries, got back into the first team, progressing really nicely and scores nicely into the bottom corner. Keeper had no chance. Again, weird keeper animation. If he put his arms out a bit further, he might have saved that. But that sees us through to the next round of the Football League Trophy. Great performance, great away day. Bit of a trip up to Northampton from Plymouth, but happy days, 3 goals and great win for us. We've got a bit of cup duty to get on with this month because we've got the FA Cup as well. But firstly, we're going to adjust our sliders to the community sliders that people seem pretty happy with online. So we're not sprint speed down to 20, acceleration's up 1 to 51, shot errors up quite high, 66, 67, 68, around that area. Pass error a little bit higher, like at 65. Shot speed's the same, pass speed drops down. A lot of this editing and deciding on the sliders in the community has been tested quite thoroughly, so I'm really happy to give it a go, see if it affects how our games are. Hopefully it'll make them a bit more enjoyment, a bit more exciting for you guys to watch. As injury frequency increases to 65 but severity drops to 25. Keepers are moved up to 60. An argument that keepers should be left at 50 because they're hard enough as it is. Marking's up to 65. Run frequency's dropping down quite low, all the way down to 10. Line height up a bit. It's good to see that these sliders are being tested and tested and tested. There's not really a final option. I mean, the game's only been out a few months, but it's good to see that they are being tweaked and tested all the time. So these settings that we're using here are going to be the same for the user and the CPU. Test them again to make sure that they fit the level of difficulty that we're playing on. And here we go. Next game is the FA Cup tie against Shrewsbury Town. The board expect us to make the last 16 of the FA Cup. I can't see this happening. This is round 3. So we've got round 4 and 5 next if we need to get there before. Yeah, it's a lot of football to be played, and we've been lucky that we drew Shrewsbury here and not a bigger team. Ball gets played out to Randall. Into Jacobs, but it's deflected by Leahy. Jacobs gets it, Ennis runs through, tight angle, went for the top corner with the Travella shot, but it didn't quite get it on target. Ennis, I'm still debating. He won't sign a new contract to the level of wages that I want him to get, so we might try and ship him out in January if we can as a part exchange. If not, he'll probably leave in the summer. Jacobs with a great ball carry there. Ennis is through on goal. Gap at the back post. Whittaker's there. Yeah, sweaty goal. You know the drill by now. 1-0 to the Argyle, and it's very great to see Whittaker on the score sheet there. Ennis with a good ball carry. Fed really nicely by Jacobs. Jacobs is fitting into the squad really nicely. Really pleased with that. And hopefully we can secure this win now and get through to the next round. Morosi's disappointed, but absolutely nothing he can do there. Sweaty goals. Keeper's got no chance. Had to make a change at left wing back with Miller picking up an injury. So hopefully we won't get too pressed down that side because we've changed the team up. But thankfully a rotated side gets through. Narrow victory, 1-0 with the new sliders. But we'll take it. Shrewsbury Town are in League 1 like we are. So it's a good win. 1-0, but we're through to the next round. First bit of transfer business we're going to do is Taylor Mengi. We're going to bring him on loan from Manchester United, but we're going to look at loan to buy. The reason I'm doing loan to buy is he's quite injury prone. I think he's got a great potential, and we'll sign him on a short term. We'll agree to the 50-50 split, and we'll negotiate his eventual transfer fee down to about 2 million. If you can get through the loan spell without an injury, happy to buy him. I think he's a really good player, and if not, we're not tied into anything. So hopefully Mengi will be one of our new starting centre backs, and we'll continue to scout a few of the players. As you can see, my shortlist is quite big. We've got a few players on there, different positions that we'd like to bring in, but I think he's a really good star. You know, if he becomes a first team regular with us, I think there's a really good chance we could even make a profit on him if we ever needed to sell him. Really pleased to see him come in, deal done straight away. We'll see what rating we get for this one. Love these little cutscenes. They'll probably grow old quite quickly, but you'd expect his medical to have been done before signing, but there we go. He's impressed us, he's impressed his teammates, although the two teammates there too that we're trying to shift on. It's great to bring him in, and that is our first transfer of the window, with Mengi coming on loan from Manchester United with a view to a permanent move at about £2 million. 68 overall rated, really pleased with that. It's on par with the rest of the defenders. He's better than Bolton, who's another player who'll be leaving. 80 pace, 60 dribbling, 66 defending, 55 passing. He looks like he's about the right level for us, and he'll get thrown straight in for the game against Accrington in League One. So we'll start. Green's filling in on the right side this game, Miller on the left, just due to Hamer's fitness levels. Mengi gets a nice early touch, ball into the midfield, but he's giving the ball away here, and that's the pass error kicking in. And the second thing he does, or third thing he does after giving the ball away, he chops the player down and gets a yellow card on his debut. Great way to get the fans on side. You know, they love a tackle, but hopefully that we won't rue that going into later in the game. Green on the ball, plays it into Whittaker, through ball to Hardy. Oh, what a great save by their keeper. Hardy normally gobbles those up, and you'd expect him to score there even on his left foot. Ball comes into Hardy, onto Mengi, and it is Butcher who finishes. Very scrappy goal, but a great way to make a debut, I guess, for Mengi. He's got an assist. It was a simple pass on, but they all count. Ball got played into Hardy, Hardy played it in, Mengi got an extra touch, and Butcher capitalises on their defender on the line. He's not offside, and he slots home really nicely. Great finish there. And to be honest, it's been a scrappy game, and sometimes it needs a scrappy goal just to get us in the mood. Moving into the later in the second half, through ball to Hardy, one-on-one with the keeper, and he doesn't miss those. In the far corner, beautiful finish by him. 65 minutes gone, makes it 2, and hopefully we can keep hold of him in January, because he is a player that I expect a bigger team to come in for. And as I've said with other players similar to Mayer, if we get a reasonable offer from a realistic team, we'll have to consider it. You know, he's not going to stick around at Plymouth this long if he's ranking up into the 70s for his rating. He's one of the top goal scorers in the league. 20 minutes to go now. Ball comes out to Azaz, into Hardy. That's 3. Left foot, right foot, 2 goals. Yeah. What more can we say about this guy? He's a superb player. He's one of the best strikers I've had on FIFA 23. And let's just hope we can keep hold of him, because I really doubt it. If we get a good offer for him, he's off. And quite right. You know, similar to Mayer, Mayer was absolutely banging the goals in for us, and he was being in superb form. And a team like Blackburn came in, top half of the Championship, the league above, decent money. We've got to let these transfers happen. But for now, we're going to enjoy Ryan Hardy as much as we can. Slack pass there by Scar. Ball comes over. Thankfully, he's ballooned that over the bar, but he was also offside, and that should be game. Kanini comes off, but if we can just keep possession, we can see this one out. Ball gets played to Scar. out to Halls. We approach 3 minutes of injury time, we'll just keep the ball. And that gets us a massive 3 points and a clean sheet against Accrington Stanley. Great win. I don't look too happy about it, but the team do. And that's the main thing. We've got 3 points on the pitch. We played really well. And we're halfway through January now. Still business to be done. We're 7 points clear of Barnsley in third, who are tied with Ipswich, but how tight is that playoff picture? As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.